Alright lads, it is the Meta Goblin here, and today we're doing a countdown of the top 5 races that should be in World of Warcraft. Now for this video, I try to think, extremely out of the box and quite frankly a little crazy. And this is because I want to try and be a bit original. You may complain that these ideas would never work within the lore of the game, but I'm sure Blizzard could try and write something new into the lore for a change rather than actually basing an entire expansion on the lore of a 13-year-old game. But anyway, let's jump into it. Now my first idea was a dragonkin race, but not some like Skyrim ripoff. You may not know, but most of the dragons in the game also have a human form. So maybe you could choose your base race, but if you're a dragonkin you look a little more like a dragon. Perhaps a few scales and a few claws here and there. For the racials, you'd be able to transform into a dragon at level 60, which will function as a flying mount. Perhaps when you jump twice, you can glide off the cliffs, so it's like a slow fall, but instead some like wings come out of your back, so you can glide along. Or maybe like you can actually fly around with those wings. But obviously not in the battleground because it'd be weird, that'll be overpowered as hell. But perhaps when you're in the world you can just like get some wings out and go flying. A bit like that Ion game and a bit like that Skyrim mod. Perhaps there could also be an option to choose which dragonflight you belong to. And that choice will influence maybe your starting quest, your starting zone, your lore, and the colour of your dragon. My second idea, which is becoming probably the most favourite of mine, is it's mental as hell. What about a cyborg mechanical race? There are a few human-looking mechanical mobs in the game, so why not actually make a race out of them? Obviously there is the issue of how a robot can wield magic, but maybe something happens in the story where a load of human brains are like implanted into machines. So they could be like the mechanical race can still have that connection to magic and the light. It's a bit of a science fiction kind of twist on things. You might think, oh, whoa, it's way too futuristic for a fantasy medieval setting. But at the end of the day, like in the game right now, there's a load of sci-fi stuff going on. There's like loads of planets, there's spaceships and shit, Anyway, just think of the customization it would bring to the game. You could change like every body part as if it was a part of gear, maybe, or perhaps instead of having a health bar, you had an energy bar representing how much battery you had left before you like shut down. And maybe when you die, you like fall to pieces or something. Or it might get a little complicated when it comes to resurrecting, but maybe at like every spirit healer there is also a workstation where you could be downloaded into a new body. A bit like the cyborgs on Battlestar Galactica. I don't know. I know it's a little far-fetched, but very sci-fi and futuristic, but it's already in the game. With a little creativity, anything could work really. My third idea was an elemental humanoid race, so I'm not saying those big balls of fire or those big water things, but like a more of a humanoid kind of look, like a flame man or earth man or maybe even a golem. A bit like the Atronachs in Skyrim, or perhaps a shaman's like ascendance form. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Perhaps your racial is the ability you could like switch and customize your own elemental form, or maybe it automatically changes depending on your environment. So like an elemental, but like a male, like a human version. You don't want to be like a ball of fire like those weird elementals you get in the game, but like more of a humanoid twist on it. The fourth idea I had is a kind of demonic race, but not just any old demon, because in the lore they're mostly just mindless monsters. But why not a satyr? I don't know how to perfectly pronounce it. They're actually in the game, but like the mobs in Diamol, they're like a humanoid horse or goat creature, and perhaps a female equivalent could be, kind of take the form of a succubus, but not the proper demon type of succubus that warlocks summon, but the traditional goat female creature, which is, you get it in Witcher 3, and you get it in like older kind of folklore, like the look, basically like goats have a very strong association with the devil. I mean, you think goat, you think devil for some reason. Goats are kind of demons, but this is like way back when like folklore was a little different. Before like you got the demons how they look now, with scales and more of a dragon look to them. This is like when demons were like, I don't know, crossed with creatures. You can look it up about this particular demon. But anyway, let's get back to the script. So the race isn't like a huge demon. It doesn't have a huge demon association because that would mess up the lore. And we already have like demon hunters who can become demons, so you've already got that. But I was thinking because the race is like a trickster race, they're like deceivers. Then maybe as a racial you can have the ability to reduce the cost of your repair bill or something like that, or maybe there's a chance that when you buy an item it also duplicates. And my last idea, it's a pretty common idea, but I've kind of got it with a twist, and it is the Naga as a playable race. The only issue I see here is that it would feel a little weird to slither along like a snake rather than walking. So perhaps a Naga could have a closer affiliation with humans. So, you'll give him some legs, This also reminds me of the first boss in Zul'Gurub. You can transform into a snake, so perhaps you could make a less Naga and more of a kind of like a snake, basically like a cross between a man and any kind of snake, not specifically what, because the Naga got a bit of fish in there, like fish, snake, serpent kind of thing. Perhaps it's just like make a serpent kind of race. Maybe your racial, as a racial you could have like your auto attacks have a chance to poison. So yeah, just basically a bit like a snake man, a bit like Medusa maybe, or something like that. Anyway lads, I know that these ideas may seem completely crazy, but keep an open mind, anything can happen if you think about it. Death Knights seem pretty far-fetched because, you're essentially making a race out of a Lich King, who is evil as hell. And, they've made Demon Hunters from Illidan, who's also evil as hell. So we have some pretty evil, horrible races and classes already in the game. So I might be thinking, no, that will just never happen because they're just too evil. I mean, it's already happened, so if you think about it, anything can happen. If Blizzard put their mind to it, they probably could do anything. But now I'm going to finish, so stay tuned for a video which is going to be it's basically going to be a class version of this video, so top 5 classes. Anyway, my name is the Meta Goblin, and until my next video, ciao!